Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
He walked into a Metro Detroit bank holding a gun. New at noon what that bank is now doing to try and find him. And more than a dozen Family Dollar stores are closing across the area. We'll tell you what's next for the dollar store chain. But first, we're talking rain, wind, and even some snow moving into Metro Detroit as we take a look at our radar. That spring snowstorm could potentially bring record snowfall to parts of Michigan. So let's turn things right over to meteorologist Paul Gross, who's in for Brandon for us this afternoon. And Paul, what should we expect over the next 24 hours here?
Well, fortunately, things are really quiet right now. So this is, I guess we can use a cliche and say it's the calm before the storm. So things are fairly quiet right now. Temperatures, kind of typical for this time of year. We're at 47 in Metro and Grosse Ile, 46 in Detroit, 45 in Port Huron, 42 in Lapeer, 44 in Howell. So basically, what you see here, if you add maybe 3-4 degrees, that's going to be your high temperature for the day. So nothing earth-shattering temperature-wise. The showers that we had moving this way, they really fizzled as they approached the state line. So some of us had a little sprinkle, little raindrop or two. The main action is back to the west right now, and essentially US 23 would be about right here. So we're west of US 23, and that's where this is going to be for a while. But there's another batch that's about to approach Lenawee County. So the further west you are, the better the chance you'll see some rain this afternoon. But this is just the start. Really, the downpours don't come till tonight. As I mentioned, temperature-wise, just a struggle, another 3-4 degrees. But here's just a teaser of things to come. High wind watch posted for the thumb, a lakeshore flood advisory for the shoreline areas, and they're further north. There's a winter storm watch in effect. We have a lot to talk about. I have a brand new computer model to show you that'll really break it down for you in detail. We'll take you hour by hour through this storm in just a little bit.
Paul, thank you. Right now we want to get to breaking news that we're following out of Maryland. That's where we've learned a military plane crashed outside of an Air Force base. Air Force officials say the crash happened about 6 miles outside of the base. This was around 9 o'clock this morning, and we're told that the pilot ejected himself before the crash and was able to parachute safely to the ground. He did suffer some injuries. They're non-life threatening, and thankfully he is expected to be okay. But there's no word yet on what caused that crash. It's still being investigated. Here a little closer to home, Dearborn police need your help in finding a suspected bank robber. Take a look. This is video of that robbery at Comerica Bank, or a photo of that robbery. It was Tuesday morning when it happened. You can even see in the video the man point a gun at a clerk before looking around to see if anyone else is watching. He eventually left without taking any money, but Comerica Bank is offering $2,000 as reward money for any information that leads to this man's arrest. So if you recognize him, and take a good look there. If you know anything about the robbery, give Dearborn Police a call. Well, the search for answers is underway this afternoon after a man is found shot in the middle of Gratiot. Police say the 64-year-old man was found in the middle of the road by a driver who pulled him to the sidewalk before police arrived. Now, at this point, it's unclear what led to this man's death as police are continuing to investigate. Also on Detroit's east side, an apartment building caught fire not once, but twice this morning. The first fire happened around 2:30 on the first floor of an apartment located on Meringue. But then about 4 hours later, the apartment caught fire again. At this time, there's still no word on what caused this fire, but thankfully no one was hurt. New this afternoon, Family Dollar store customers are surprised to hear that many of the stores are going to be closing come summertime. And here in Metro Detroit, more than 100 people are going to be without a job because of this. As our Nick Monticelli reports, though, which Family Dollar stores are closing all depends on who owns them.
Well, this Family Dollar on Verner on Detroit's southwest side is one of the ones closing because it is owned by Dollar Express. But who owns it makes a difference. For instance, this Family Dollar less than a mile away is owned by Dollar Tree, and they are not closing.
We're there every day, 4 or 5 times a day. If we need something, we run across the street.
Carol Croteau could not live any closer to this Family Dollar store, and because she's so close, she's here a lot and knows everyone working inside.
They're like friends because I see them 4, 5, 6. She goes, you might as well live here.
But the orange signs on the door were a clue something was wrong, with store hours changing, and now they know it's only a matter of time before they close for good.
People around here, they're gonna get mad because they got used to this place. They got their stuff there, for the family, and it's cheap stuff too.
This store is one of 14 in Metro Detroit closing. Locally, 126 employees will be laid off. In Michigan, a total of 24 stores will shut down. with 186 people out of a job. They are closing on June 30th. Some will be rebranded as Dollar Generals. Others will be permanently closing. Some have a hard time believing this one will reopen, given there's a Dollar Center next door, a Dollar Tree across the street, and that other Family Dollar less than a mile away. On Detroit Southwest side, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
And a total of 323 stores are going to be closing all across the country. 2,700 employees will be laid off. President Trump is meeting with the King of Jordan today in Washington. During the meeting, Trump is going to be meeting with King Abdullah II. The two are expected to discuss their common interests in the Middle East, how to defeat ISIS, and Jordan's stance on Israel. There's a joint news conference scheduled for just over an hour from now at 1:10 p.m. You can, of course, watch it live right here on Local 4 and on clickondetroit.com. Meanwhile, just into the Local 4 newsroom, NBC News has learned President Trump has removed Chief Strategist Steve Bannon from the National Security Council. We're going to have more on his removal coming up on Local 4 News first at 4 with Karen Drew. Detroit Parks and Recreation holding its second hiring fair today. The Parks and Recs Department looking to fill 70 positions with season and year-round workers. The first hiring fair was in March, but the second one is happening right now at Northwest Activity Center right there on Myers Road. That event is going to run until 4 p.m. So if you're looking to get hired, you must be 18 years or older and bring an updated resume when you come. All right, still ahead here at noon, a marathon protest on the Senate floor comes to an end. At New at Noon, we'll tell you why this U.S. Senator spent the entire night speaking out. Plus, new video captures a police officer under attack. What the officer walked into that led to a life or death struggle. But first, the death toll is climbing in Syria after a suspected chemical attack. Find out who Russia is blaming for the attack that killed at least 25 children.
Doesn't feel like spring, but spring has actually come early, and so have those nuisance varmints and critters. Have you already seen your groundhog? What about those Canada geese making a mess in your yard? Today at 4 on First at 4, we're working with our favorite nature guy. He's going to show us humane ways to discourage these critters from setting up shop.
The death toll in Syria is now up to 83, including 25 children, after a deadly gas attack there, one of the deadliest attacks of its kind in the country's 6-year civil year. NBC's Richard Engel joins us now as outrage builds all around the globe.
A U.S. intelligence official tells NBC News it appears the latest atrocity in Syria was, in fact, a chemical attack. Details are still coming in, but Russia, an ally of the Assad regime, has a different explanation, saying a, quote, terrorist weapons depot was targeted, releasing toxins in the air.
The images are horrific and hard to watch. They show the telltale signs of a chemical weapons attack. No blood, only the dead and injured on the ground after quickly succumbing to what witnesses describe as a poison gas. This boy using all his strength just to breathe. First responders dousing the victims with water, stripping off their clothes to wash off the invisible contaminant. Medics and volunteers rushing the injured to local clinics. They claim President Bashar al-Assad's Syrian army fired the banned chemical nerve agent sarin. While condemning the attack, President Trump also took a shot at his predecessor, Barack Obama, saying in a statement, these heinous actions by the Bashar al-Assad regime are a consequence of the past administration's weakness.
A red line for us is we start seeing a whole bunch of chemical weapons moving around or being utilized. That would change my calculus.
But Vladimir Putin, Assad's ally, swooped in with a deal, offering to help rid Syria of chemical weapons, averting any further talk from President Obama of war.
The Syrian army denies it used chemical weapons. Activists say there were 5 more Syrian regime or Russian airstrikes in this same rebel-held area of Syria this morning. Richard Engel, NBC News, London.
In Washington now, an Oregon senator is going all out to protest Supreme Court nominee Judge Neil Gorsuch's confirmation vote. Democrat Jeff Merkley has staged an overnight protest on the Senate floor. He started speaking Tuesday night, lambasting his Republican colleagues over their refusal to hold a vote on Judge Merrick Garland during the administration of President Obama. Merkley ended his protest this morning after speaking for 15 straight hours. A Florida police lieutenant is recovering after a life or death struggle with a burglar. Take a look at this video. Security cameras caught the violent melee early Sunday morning inside of this jewelry store. Now, once alerted to the break-in, Lieutenant William Weldon noticed broken glass at that store. Using his flashlight, he came face to face with that burglar. They started fighting, as you can see here. Finally, the officer was able to break free, uses a pistol to pistol whip the suspect, sending him to the floor, unconscious. Right after knocking that suspect out, backup help arrived and that suspect was arrested and taken into custody. Members of the royal family are paying tribute to the victims of that London terror attack. Prince William, Princess Kate, and Prince Harry led a very moving tribute today for those who suffered loss or were hurt in last month's attack. The royals led 2,000 mourners, along with those from the emergency services who had tended to the dying and injured. Among those who died was Kurt Cochran from Utah. His wife, who was injured in the attack, was at that service.
2 weeks ago.
New at noon.
Thousands of bees fall on a woman working in her front yard. Take a look at this video. She opens up with us about how she didn't even get stung once. Remarkable, Paul, huh?
Oh my God. Wow. I got to hear about that. All right, what you need to hear about is very dynamic changes in our weather. The next 48 hours are going to be just crazy. We have about everything in this forecast except for earthquakes and volcanoes, basically. Here's the storm. We'll tell you all about it hour by hour in just a few moments.
2 local people saved by the same organ donor.
I want to live so bad. I want to see some more things.
It's just a whole new life, an absolutely whole new life.
I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight at 11, the stranger's gift that brought them together and how they're now hoping to multiply that gift many times over. See how you can help them do it tonight at 11.
Our client
It's time.
Welcome back, everybody. For the second time in 3 days, the Tigers game has been postponed due to rain in Chicago. The Tigers are going to finish their series with the White Sox tomorrow at 2:10 before returning to Detroit for opening day at Comerica against the Red Sox Friday afternoon. Today's game has been rescheduled to May 26. And if you were watching Local 4 News today earlier this morning, you called it, Paul. You said that the game in Chicago likely not going to happen.
Yeah, but that was a no-brainer. You saw the big slug of rain that was coming their way. There was no way they were going to get that game in. But
what about our game for Friday?
We're going to play, and it will be dry. And guess what? The sun will be out, too.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, but I have to tell you about the wind and the cold, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, right now, you can see that the early morning sunshine that we had a beautiful sunrise downtown. It's been replaced by cloud cover, gray buildings here in downtown Detroit. Temperature right now, 47 over at Metro. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit. As we told you this morning, it's going to just incrementally start increasing through the day, now from the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour. High wind watch in effect for the Thumb, and that includes now a lakeshore flood advisory for the shoreline areas as the strong north wind develops tomorrow into tomorrow night. Could have 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts up here in the Thumb. Down here, it might be 40-mile-an-hour gusts, so we'll have to see if the Weather Service issues an advisory for us. And then there's a winter storm watch up here for 6 to 10 inches of snow possible. All right, here's the storm, and I realize it doesn't look like a whole lot right now. Yeah, there's a big slug of rain here, but this is going to really develop over the next 24 hours. And for what we're dealing with right now is really just kind of the lead edge. The first batch, that stuff pretty much fizzled. A few raindrops, a few sprinkles made it into the area, a couple of light showers, but most of this stuff is west of the area, and that's where I think most of it's going to stay this afternoon. If anybody gets any rain, I think it'd be west of US 23, but there's more than where that's coming from, and believe me, the model is going to show it to you. Now, this is for 4 o'clock this afternoon. I think the model is not correct here. I don't think we're going to see the rain this far east at 4 o'clock. I think it's going to be further west than this, so kind of disregard this, but I had to give you a starting point. Look at this for 11 o'clock tonight. This is pounding rain, perhaps even a little thunder and lightning. And keep in mind, the wind starts picking up through the night, and then wave after wave of rain comes through. And you're now starting to see more of this swirl here as low pressure starts approaching from the south. Now, we've stopped this at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and what I want you to focus on is this line right here between these greens and yellows and this blue. This is the snow here. This is the rain. So keep an eye on this line and watch what happens as we get toward the 5 o'clock hour. We're still mostly getting rain, but there are some wet snowflakes to the west. And then those are going to all change to snow overnight tomorrow night. And then even at 5 o'clock Friday morning, we're going to still see some snowflakes around, but look at that clearing out for the ball game. All right, I've put together a 4-zone forecast just to give you a first estimate of some of the snowfall potential. Again, it's a wet snow, really a heavy wet snow. Metro zone's looking like maybe an inch or so, perhaps an inch and a half to the northern part of the metro zone. But then you get to the south zone where you're the last to get the cold air in here and all. You're going to be probably under an inch for snow accumulation. Then as we get into our west zone, we're looking at amounts that really increase rapidly as you get further north and west where the cold air changes it to snow first. You're looking at maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of snow in some spots. And in the north zone, you're going to get some enhancement from Lake Huron. So that's going to give you some 2, 3, 4 inch snow amounts as well. So today we're at basically about 50 for a high. The next 2 days, windy and cold, wind chills for the ball game in the upper 20s. But look at your weekend. Gosh, well into the 50s on Saturday, mid 60s on Sunday with lots of sunshine, Evrod.
Yeah, and as long as we can make it through these next couple of days. Paul, thank you. You're going to want to check this video out. It's of a homeowner in Oklahoma who walked away without getting stung after an encounter with a hive full of bees. Thousands of bees, in fact, dropped right on April Collins' head. There you saw it. Pretty remarkable. She had no suit on, neither did the guy that was helping her out there, and no protection from those bees. April had noticed them last week outside of her home and finally called a beekeeper named Ron for backup, but he's not wearing a suit either. So together, these two decided that they're going to cut down the swarm from her tree. Remarkably, neither of them got stung. April somehow believes that her commitment to saving the bees might have helped them stay safe.
Have got to save these bees, and they're vital.
Usually the bees that are swarming like this are looking for a new home, so they're not necessarily aggressive like if you go into their hive.
I guess we should put beekeeper in quotes there under Ron's name. About a third or more of our food depends on pollination by bees. Listen, don't go calling Ron anytime soon. Don't try that at home. Well, speaking of bees, a different one. They don't call her Queen Bee for nothing. Beyonce's social media presence apparently worth millions, or at least 1 million. According to a news report, the performer is the most valuable celebrity on social media. A single post from her clocks in more than $1 million of advertising value. The ranking is based off of 56 distinct metrics, including reach and engagement. Pop singer Selena Gomez, the most followed person on Instagram, comes in second when it comes to the worth of a single post. All right, still ahead, NASA unveils a new system to help astronauts in case of an emergency. Find out how astronauts will be able to go 1,300 feet in just 30 seconds when we come back.
Replay song.